And today we will have a number of bright representatives of the young generation who are involved in activities related to the sustainable development. And I think that it's really a very positive trend because we see that young people are interested in these issues, in the issues of sustainable development and sustainable development goals. This is, I think, a very, very positive trend because it shows that young people are not indifferent to the future of Kazakhstan. And today we are having representatives of different student associations who created these organizations in their own universities in Kazakhstan. And what is interesting is that all these organizations are active and they have also developed cooperation with other counterparts in Europe, United States of America, Asia, and who are actively involved in the issues of sustainable development. So today the roundtable will discuss how this student association deal with challenges and opportunities for the sustainable development in Kazakhstan, their cooperation with maybe private companies and state organizations. So we'll see what kind of potential these organizations have in our country. And I would like to introduce the speakers for today's panel. This is Dzhafar Kabidenov, who is 8th Secretary General of New Silk Way Model United Nations at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Dzhafar, welcome. Then Tomiris Issina, President of the UNESCO Club at Suleyman Demirel University, also very welcome. Yekaterina Abdulkhassanova, who is a Partnership Officer of Student Sustainable Initiative at Narxoz University, and Narkes Tynybayeva, President of the Children's Development Foundation Club at Nazarbayev University, and finally, last but not least, Akzhol Malikov, who is the President of the Legal Literacy Club at Nazarbayev University. So you see that the range of these associations is quite big. So we have representatives from different universities in Kazakhstan. And our discussion, I would like to start with like a general question about the projects or initiatives that these associations might have today. So the question is to everyone, can you please tell us about those projects, initiatives that you have today, that you have developed until now, and that you plan to develop in the future, and how these projects are related to the topics or issues of sustainability and sustainable development goals. So I would like to give the floor to each of you. So let's start with Dzhafar Kabidenov. Dzhafar, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, dear Professor Ms. Dina Sharipova, for the introduction. And I would like to greet all of our participants today and all of the panelists especially. So let me just share my screen to show you my PPT. So first of all, I would like to shortly present myself. So my name is Dzhafar Kabidenov, and right now I'm a student of the 12th grade at the Nazarbayev Intellectual School here in the city of Almaty, in the capital of apples of our country. But for today, I'm a representative of the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, because we have a crucial institution, which is the New Silk Way Model United Nations, being institutionalized right there. So also, I would like to add that I'm a student advisory group member at the OECD Education and Skills 2030 project. So this project deeply discusses the issues regarding the education, which is an actual topic nowadays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But for today, I will be talking about the New Silk Way Model United Nations. So let me present the New Silk Way MUN to you. I think that the majority of those who are here know what is the MUN. The Model United Nations is an opportunity for students or for youth representatives to try to simulate some kind of conferences and negotiations which are held at the United Nations. So we are trying to bring these conferences and transfer them to our youth society. The NUGSPPConf2021 United Nations works also under the United Nations Academic Impact Initiative, so that the Kazakh National University is one of the Central Asian hubs for this program, which is the United Nations program to hear the voices of youth in order to resolve some global issues that we have in the present days. So it's crucial to underline that we all gather together, and we are the universal platform for all of the youth members to discuss several topics through the vision of the Sustainable Development Goals. So we prepare different resolutions which are then sent to the United Nations Information Office here in Kazakhstan for their further scrutinization. So we organize several conferences which spread the awareness about the SDGs in our country and also among the Central Asia. One thing that I would like to add here is that we, when the pandemic started, we understood that it is really hard to several delegates who would like to participate at our conferences to cope with the rules of procedure, which are sometimes very too complex to understand. So that's why we've also introduced one more formats of our conferences, which is the design thinking discussions workshops, where we try to gather the youth representatives in order to discuss not so global issues, but the local ones, in order to also correlate with the United Nations motto about thinking globally and acting locally. So I think that our organization is the universal platform for the SDGs. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dzhafar. I think that it's very important that one of our leading universities is involved in this kind of issues, and especially I think that you also pay very much a lot of attention to the local issues, which is crucial for the development of Kazakhstan. Thank you. And our next speaker is Tomiris Issina. Tomiris, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Let me just share my presentation. Just a second. Sorry, some technical.
Tomiris, you can start presenting yourself.
Okay, the screen is a bit frozen. So I would like to welcome all of you, all of the participants, as well as the organizers, and thank you for the invitation to such a great conferences where we can present our ideas on the topic of sustainable development with the integration into the social life, like the life of our organizations. So my name is Tomiris. I'm the journalism student from Suleyman Demirel University, and currently I am the president of UNESCO Club SDU. So first of all, let me tell to all of you a bit about our club. So officially, we as a club were established in September 2021, but our work started almost 2 years ago from the first conferences like UNESCO as well as MUN conferences, and organizing some workshops and trainings. So in general, our club works as the UNESCO itself in 3 spheres, which are education, science, and culture. So our main aim, our main goal as a club, as an organization, is to study and promote the activities of both United Nations and UNESCO, include their principles and ideals, and transform and translate all of these things to the students because they are our main target in all of the things that we are doing. All club events that we are organizing must meet 2 main conditions. First, they should be held in the spirit of UNESCO, and second, in accordance with the charter of the Kazakhstan National Federation of UNESCO Clubs, which is KazFUKA, since all our major events like conferences, discussions, particular workshops, we are doing them with in cooperation with KazFUKA. Now let me tell about our projects that we conducted during this 2-year period. The first major project was UNESCO 2019, which was conducted on the region level, where we discussed the reservoirs, resolving the reservoirs, and how it is affecting the global community itself. So the title was related to man and the biosphere, and there our students, our participants tried to come up with the solutions on how to preserve the biosphere in general, and in this to go deeply to preserve the reservoirs that are needed and that are in danger right now. And the second main activity was UNESCO 2021, which was on the Republican level, where we discussed the education during the fight against COVID-19. So almost 40 participants, 40 teams tried to come up with the solutions on how to integrate different initiatives on the education since the COVID-19 situation affected this sphere a lot. And the last but not least was International Youth Forum, which was conducted at the end of July with the cooperation with the Kazakhstan National Federation of UNESCO Clubs and Nazarbayev Foundation as well, where we discussed, it was dedicated to the 30th anniversary of the independence, and second of all to the 30th anniversary of the closure of Semipalatinsk nuclear test site, where we as well also simulated the situation of how the nuclear test site generally affected the situation, and the students came up with different solutions. And last is about our initiatives. So we are planning on organizing international model UNESCO on the topic of inclusive and equitable quality education for all, which is going to be at the end of November. And second of all, right now, our university, with the help of KazFUKA, is organizing G-Globals, like weekly discussions where we share opinions on different issues. And also we are organizing trainings on topics often covered in MUNs, since it is a crucial part in our club activity. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you so much, Tomiris. I see that your organization is doing so many interesting projects, interesting and important projects, especially when you talk about this, the issues of biodiversity and biosphere, as well as, the fight against COVID in Kazakhstan and inclusive education. These are definitely very important issues that should be on the agenda of many organizations, and it's really great that your organization is involved into these projects, and hopefully that more and more young students will be attracted to your association and to these activities. Thank you, Tomiris. And our next speaker is Yekaterina Abdulkhassanova. And Yekaterina is the member of is a partnership officer of Student Sustainable Initiative at Narxoz University. Yekaterina, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much. And can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
So, can you see me actually and hear well?
We cannot see you, but we can hear you well.
Okay, I'm sorry because
yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for organization of this event, and also I am very happy to be here with you. My name is Yekaterina Abdulkhassanova, and I'm third-year student of Narxoz University. My specialty is restaurant and hotel business. However, I'm really interested in the topic of sustainable development, ecology. I like to organize projects and so on. I am partnership officer of Student Sustainability Initiative at Narxoz University. Also, I am volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I would like to tell about goals of our organization. It is the organization of Narxoz. However, when it comes to other universities and when they join us, it is called Unite. Our goals is to build a culture of sustainable development at University of Narxoz and also in other universities of Kazakhstan. So we want to share our ideas and and ideas of sustainable development to the students, to the administration, to professors at our university, and also to all the people of Kazakhstan and maybe Central Asia. Also raising awareness on sustainable development issues, engaging in sustainability campaigns, and also as we are connected with the Sustainable Kazakhstan Research Institute, we assist in research. And also here you can see the structure of our organization. We are connected with Sustainable Kazakhstan Research Institute. Also, we have ambassadors, advisors, and attaché who share ideas, who organize events, and I'm the partnership officer. As can you see, I am like the connecting point between other universities and our university. So actually, the founder of this organization is the professor from USA, Brandon Duprey, who now working in Narxoz University, and also he's the director of the Sustainable Development Kazakhstan Research Institute. He was doing some projects and some researches about sustainable development when he was at other countries, and also when he came to Kazakhstan, he continued to do this. So Brandon called some students to join this organization, and previous year I joined it as a regular student, and then I became partnership officer because I like to share these ideas and communicate with other universities. So what we already did is some online projects, because all of students were on online study on quarantine, and we did some webinars on topic of sustainable development. Also, we did some challenges in social media. As an example, you can see here that we like did the challenge to win a eco shopper. And also just yesterday we did a coffee break and info session. It was offline, and around 30 people from our Narxoz University came to see what is the student sustainable initiative, and also we watched the video, we discussed sustainable development goals, and our future plans are also to continue do some webinars on various topics of sustainable development, also challenges in social networks, and our idea is to implement the university eco brand. This idea is like when you want to use some eco-friendly things, and when you want to buy them, it's more easily when you can buy them at your university with the brand like Narxoz. And also students and young generation like to use some brands, and we think eco-friendly things will become more popular when they will be as a brand. And also cooperation with other universities and schools. For example, now we joined from different universities, and in future we want to do offline projects if it will be possible. And also one of our plans on next week is to organize eco cleanup on Alma Arasan here in Almaty, with League of Volunteers. So in our university we have League of Volunteers, and they always help us to organize some events, not just with our organization but with others. And I guess it will be great cooperation with this organization because they have a lot of volunteers. And also you can see that we have our Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Yekaterina. I see that your organization, your at Narxoz University, also involved in a variety of projects, very interesting projects that are also very much important. But I guess what I really like the idea that you also promote the awareness or raise the level of awareness among the population about sustainable development, because yes, unfortunately, not many people know about the sustainable development goals and the issues of sustainable development. And also, I think that another important thing is that your organization is involved in research, right? It's incredible because you are still very young, and when you are involved in this kind of activities, this is very promising. Thank you, Katerina. And our next speaker is Narkes Tynybayeva. Narkes is the president of the Children Development, just a second, Children Development Foundation Club at Nazarbayev University. Narkes, the floor is yours.
I think we don't have Narkes at the moment. Could we please move to Akzhol and then to Narkes?
Okay, Narkes, yes, she was with us, but no, not now. Okay, so Akzhol Malikov, who is the president of the Legal Literacy Club at Nazarbayev University. Please, the floor is yours. Akzhol.
Well, hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Akzhol Malikov, and I'm joining this roundtable discussion as the president of the Legal Literacy Club at Nazarbayev University. First of all, let me welcome all participants in the GSPP conference, and our dearest colleagues, and you, Mrs. Professor Sharipova. The legal, sorry. Yeah, I'm currently the president of the Legal Literacy Club, and at the same time, I'm a project coordinator at Human Rights Hub. It is an Astana-based open space for the events of the civil society. In terms of the club, the Legal Literacy Club was established in 2009 as a student association for students interested in international law, jurisprudence, and legal literacy. However, now we have sort of reconsidered our aims and the concepts. So today we represent ourselves as a student initiative working in the areas of legal literacy, establishment of the rule of law, the popularization of democratic values and human rights. And we also try to increase the legal awareness among not only Nazarbayev University students, but the general student community of Astana. We have three main directions, and it is the legal literacy, human rights, and the establishment of the rule of law. As I said, we kind of present ourselves as building as a club which is trying to build a close relationship with the civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, human rights defenders, lawyers, and between the student community. Regarding our initiatives, I think I have to say that we are the student initiative, which was kind of gathered completely online. So all of our events are online, and for now we don't have like so many activity in real life. The first initiative is the Legal Literacy Academy, which was organized with several human rights defender organizations, and it gathered more than 250 participants from Kazakhstan. It was in March this year. So we invited experts in the areas of public policy, development of parliamentarism in Kazakhstan, in constitutional law, and more than 130 participants got certificates of successful completion. And most of our events are concentrated on the discussion sessions with lawyers and human rights defenders, where we discuss different topics. And unfortunately, I guess these topics are not quite popular among the student community. So we really rely on the students' active participation in our discussion sessions. We have already had different events dedicated to topics of student activism, rights of school children, political participation of youth through election monitoring, and the women's rights. And actually in this discussion sessions with lawyers, we try to concentrate on the legal awareness and the and a discussion of the legislation bills. For example, we already covered the topics of peaceful assemblies, and you know that there was a huge media coverage on the legal legislation bill on the contraction of domestic violence. And we also have the expert interviews with civil society organizations, and where we try to bring the civil society organization leaders and invite them to share their own vision of the situation with human rights in Kazakhstan, and try to popularize the democratic values and kind of be familiar with what is going on in the civil society. And for now, we are thinking of organizing more events in terms of the ecological or environmental rights and the women's rights. We already had some good steps towards this, but these are our future plans. So I guess it's...
Okay, thank you so much, Akzhol, for your presentation. Again, I think that your organization occupies a very important niche when it tries to raise the awareness about human rights and to raise legal awareness in the population. These are very important issues for our society. And I think that probably also very important things that you're doing, that you try to involve many students and discuss such issues as political activism. According to the research on the young people that was recently conducted by the Friedrich Ebert Foundation, political activism among the young people is very, very low. And I believe that it is crucial to increase this, level of participation among the young people in different social society activities. Thank you so much, Akzhol. And I would like to give now the floor to Narkes Tynybayeva, who is the president of the Children's Development Foundation Club, also at Nazarbayev University. Narkes, please, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Could you please make me a co-host to let me share my presentation?
Azada, can we do that? Yes.
Yes, just one.
Yes.
Narkes,
Narkes, you can start.
Yeah, sure. Let me. Do you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, great. So good afternoon, everyone. I really want to thank NUGSPP for organizing this event. I want to start my presentation with a little introduction about CDF and me. So my name is Narkes Tynybayeva. I'm a senior year student in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department at Nazarbayev University. I really enjoy reading books and morning coffee. So let's move on to the CDF formation. It was created in 2011 by Dina, who was also a new student and just wanted to help children from socially vulnerable families to have equal rights to study in a great school such as KTL, NIS, Nororda, etc. So our organization main objectives are to create space for children's development, not only in academic fields, but also in socialization in the long run. So CDF have several main projects that could be related to sustainable development goals. And the first and foremost, because that's how CDF was created, our mentoring program. So our mentoring program was the first step to improve the lives of children in need. The main goal was to improve the academic performance of children by teaching subjects like math, English, and critical thinking for 5th, 6th grade children. And the mentors are our students who want to change those children's life. After that, some of our mentors realized that there is low attendance of children in winter because they need to go out in Nur-Sultan's severe cold weather without warm clothes. That's how the War Winter Project was created. Also, it was created with the help of our students who either donate money to buy new clothes or donate their old clothes for kids. So after that, garage sale project was created as soon as we started to receive a lot of requests of fundraising to the financial help of either relatives of students or students themselves to defeat the diseases. And the most recent project in collaboration with Nazarbayev School, where NU students drive to that school located in Burabay and help to mostly improve English and creative skills for high school students. Finally, what I want to conclude is that sustainable.
Narkes? I think that Narkes has issues with the connection. Hello? Okay, I guess Narkes has almost finished her presentation. Yeah.
Yes, we can continue, I think.
Yes, okay. Well, thank you so much for a very nice presentation of your organizations, associations, as well as projects that you are doing. They are all great projects, and I just wish you success to finish those that you are involved now and to start many more new projects. And now I would like to ask a question in regard to your cooperation with other organizations. So if you can tell us more about existing cooperation of your association, your organizations with other agents, with other organizations, maybe private companies or state organizations, or if you collaborate with each other, if you collaborate with other student organizations. And maybe this question I would like to address to Yekaterina and maybe Akzhol. Yekaterina, please.
Okay, so regarding this question, I would like to tell that it is more easily to cooperate with student organizations because they are like, we understand each other, when we join, we actually have same topics to talk about, and we cooperated with organization called TEO. It is about debates in Kazakh language. So it was a great experience because it was the topic of the debates was about sustainable development, and I guess that project raised a lot of issues, and we understood that issues more deeply because we discussed it and we debated, and also about cooperations with our Kazakhstan Research Institute, Sustainable Research Institute. This organization always helps us, and when we want to get some information about research, about some statistics and numbers, they always like open to share this information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yekaterina. Actually, sometimes even scholars experience problems to get good data and good information. So it's very good that you were able to cooperate with the Research Institute in Kazakhstan and receive some data for your research. Okay, thank you. Please, Akzhol, maybe you can add something.
Well, yeah, let me add my points here. Well, I guess it is really important question to discuss, since the youth engagement in sustainability project is indeed a very kind of complex issue. So that definitely there should be a quite comprehensive approach based on the mutual understanding, solidarity, and the cooperation between different student initiatives, companies, and state organizations, and so on. As our club positions itself as you said, a bridge between the civil society, non-governmental organization, human rights defenders, as well as the student community of Astana. We have launched tight cooperation and partnership with some of the most active organizations in this field. So the Legal Literacy Academy, which was already mentioned, was organized in cooperation with the Youth Information Service of Kazakhstan, which is a quite old and reputable student initiative launched, I guess, in 1998 in Almaty, as well as Astana-based human rights organization as Wings of Liberty, Erkinlik Qanati, and the Fund for the Development of Parliamentarism in Kazakhstan. Well, besides this, there is this youth initiative called the Coalition of New Generation of Human Rights Defenders of Kazakhstan, as I'm not mistaken, with whom we have worked a lot, especially in organizing our discussion sessions on youth political participation, the role of election observers, the implication of the law and peaceful assemblies, and so on. So for now, these are our closest partners, since we all share the aim of providing access to justice for all and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institution in Kazakhstan at all available levels, as it was mentioned in the 16th goal of the Sustainable Development Goals. So definitely these connections with more mature and experienced organizations with, I would say, this real life applicability helps us to stay stick to our goals and be able to analyze this hard situation with things like human rights, accountability of governmental institutions, the public, and the development of civil society more comprehensively and independently, I guess. And finally, as I already said, we're now working also making some good steps towards the inclusion of topics as gender equality and environmental rights to our agenda. In this sense, we worked with Nazarbayev University student organization called Equality Club, which stands for the protection of rights of people from marginalized communities, LGBTQ communities, and women's rights. So together with them, we supported the Almaty Feminist March on March 8, 2018 or 2021, sorry, with all available media resources. Some of the members of our class went to Almaty to be a part of this amazing event dedicated to the issues of gender inequality in Kazakhstan. And we are also one of the organizers of the post-event discussion, where we invited grassroots initiatives who organized this feminist march as Femagora, Feminita, Svet, and Kazfem, and to discuss some of the challenges and legal specificities of organizing such an unusually interesting event in Almaty. We also have a cooperative partnership with the local movement called Sos Taldekol, which stands for the protection, or I would say reservation, of the Kishi Taldekol or Mali Taldekol Lake in Astana, which has a huge legal issues with the local administration, as you probably know from the media coverage. However, these are some of our future plans, and we definitely think that we now should focus on developing in these directions of gender equality and ecological issues in Kazakhstan. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Akzhol. Yes, again, these are very, very important issues that you just mentioned, and it's great that you have cooperation with so many organizations and also state structures, because definitely that they can provide some kind of mentoring to you, and on the other hand, they also will become aware of the activities that your organization is involved in. Thank you so much. It's really nice to see that you develop these connections and cooperations with each other across student associations as well as with other structures. Now I would like to ask maybe another question about the concept of sustainable development goals. So how do you envision, how do you interpret this concept of sustainable development, and how do you understand this, sustainable development goals in your own organizations, and how do you envision it for more students and youth associations? And maybe this question I would like to address to Tomiris and Dzhafar. Tomiris, please.
If Dzhafar is okay, I can start. Probably. Okay, thanks. So first of all, before maybe even describing the SDGs concept in our club activities, I would like to say that I think that every club association, social organization, or something that is conducting social events is at some point covering particular part of SDG or division of SDG during their events and activities. And as I said before, our club is organizing its work in 3 spheres like education, science, and culture. And if to include the concept of SDGs in our activities, in our events that we already conducted. For example, the 16th SDG, which is about peace, justice, and strong institutions, we've covered these goals details these goals achievement into the event of the international forum, where actually students from different schools in Kazakhstan, as well as some students from universities, they've tried to come up with the solutions on how to implement these SDGs, like incentives and details into the real life, into the life of the problems which are coming with this SDG, particularly in Kazakhstan. And also as well, regarding the SDG in our activities, we've covered the 9th SDG, which was about the infrastructure, innovations, and also the 10th one, reduced inequalities, during one of our UNESCO models, where actually students only from universities, they've tried to include them, tried to implement different details, different solutions to how these both SDGs can be furthermore furthermore implemented, as well as they tried to create some cooperation, particular cooperation, like not work only as one institution, but to include other institutions in order to to come closer to achieving these goals. And in terms of maybe other like students and youth associations and the concept of SDGs there, at our university, basically there is another club that is doing that is having like kind of the same goal, but is mostly related to the other organizations. So yes, it's about the League of Volunteers. We also have this one, but what they're trying to do is to help us find the people who are interested in developing the concept of SDGs in general, and they're sending help in terms of people, so that we are learning from them. We are trying to teach them why SDGs concept is important. So that is basically our work in SDGs field and our club's field as well.
Okay, thank you. Dzhafar, please, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would agree with tons of points which was covered by Tomiris. And I would like to one more time mention that NUGSPPC Mall United Nations is a universal platform which covers a bunch of the sustainable development goals through urgently discussing them when the problem comes, when the global or local problem comes. So we are kind of an youth advisory group to the United Nations members, because we really produce the resolutions to them. So in terms of our organization, the SDGs can be interpreted as a structured way to organize discussions in order to then resolve issues in also structured ways. So I think that to our organization, the most, I think, reasonable and coherent SDG is the 17th one, which is the partnership for goals. So I think that as our organization is a platform for discussions, we provide people with an opportunity to just be partners in order to examine different global problems. So I would like to say that I totally agree with Tomiris that for all of the organizations, especially youth ones, we need a better cooperation nowadays, because I think that in regards of the 17th goal in the Republic of Kazakhstan, we can say that we have a lot of different youth opportunities and organizations, and we can see all of the representatives here already, but they are not centralized. And I think that we are working on the same topic, but we are spread out all around the country, and so we are not connected. So this one, Nazarbayev University GSPP, thanks for this department for providing us with an opportunity to just stay connected here. And yeah, I would like to say that in regards to this topic, our organization just started a new program and a new initiative of opening the branches or the clubs of the NUGSPPC Mall United Nations at different institutions. And we've started from the school which I am from the NIS in Almaty. So we are going to develop our web of branches in the nearest future. So, and just to sum up, I would like to say that inside of our organization, we also use some like means which help us to maintain the sustainable development goals. So we first use the Google Docs only, and we do not like write in our paper-based documents. So we always produce some online documents to just maintain the sustainable development goals for the better environment. And also for the partnership for goals in our organizations, we all the like people of the same position, and we are not like divided as this one is holds the bigger responsibility, this one not. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dzhafar. I guess because we don't have much time left, I just want to say that it's great that our conference has become such a forum for you to discuss issues and also to meet each other, which is, as you said, very important. Okay, so my next question is that every one of you shared with your projects and some ideas that you have developed in your organizations, but what kind of challenges do your clubs, organizations face today in terms of planning as well as implementing of the projects that are related to sustainable development? Please, very briefly, and I would like to hear from maybe Narkes and Yekaterina, if you can address these issues, please.
Can I start?
Yes, Narkes.
I'm really sorry for having that technical problems, but I want to be brief. So any challenges? Actually, we had and still have some trouble stigmatizing our action in terms of socially vulnerable families. A lot of people think that we have a lot of money. It's our organization, CDF, and time, and can help them every day, but unfortunately we cannot. So for instance, last year, because of quarantine measures, COVID, we realized that there is a low number of volunteers who can help us in mentoring program or war winter project. So we mostly have troubles in promotion, especially when a lot of our students are out of campus and social media sometimes does not work as we expected. Moreover, since we are named as Children's Development Foundation, a lot of people think that we have financial support and great interest from other charity organizations. However, in most cases, we work ourselves and we never collect money just to store it in a bank or something like that, how people think. Actually, financial support is crucial for our mentoring program, for development and improvement, to raise an awareness of how good education is important for Kazakhstan's future.
Okay, thank you.
So I agree that to promote our projects and to promote our ideas, it is really difficult. And actually, the most difficult thing for me while projects is to grab students' attention because they actually, our young generation always want to find some profit in all projects, and when they don't see this profit, they just don't want to participate. The major part don't want to participate. So I guess the challenge for our organization is to promote our ideas and to gather people to do something.
Thank you, Yekaterina. Thank you, Narkes, for sharing of your ideas. So what do you think, what changes and initiatives should be introduced in order to motivate other people, as students and clubs, organizations, to take initiatives on sustainable development goals and sustainability related projects? Maybe Akzhol and Tomiris can share with us also very briefly.
Yeah, okay, let me start. Well, I'll probably try to speak through the prism for student organizations agenda, In this sense, I would like to say that it seems better to interact with youth initiatives and student organizations as valuable equal partners. For now, I guess there is no doubt that youth-led organizations are among the most active initiators of the Sustainable Development Goal related projects in almost all spheres, I guess. Even in different regions of Kazakhstan, some it is just my personal opinion that some impactful volunteer organizations and local projects may not be even aware of their role in working for the sustainability goals and promoting valuable goals shared by the global community as UN. And this cannot lead to the underestimation of the work done by them. So by saying so, I guess we shouldn't be dealing with framing some youth-led initiatives into sustainability goals, but rather to ensure that all available institutions, be them just bureaucracy of legal procedures, grant applications, local administrations, companies, and other actors will treat any of the youth initiative with a sufficient respect, equality, and non-discrimination. Some major institutions, or maybe the people working in teams of this institutions on the youth empowerment sphere should be able to listen to the interests of youth initiatives and live corresponding experiences by themselves. This includes maybe topics like respecting human rights, sexual and gender identity, mental health issues, which are quite popular among youth now, legal awareness, problems with the job market, and others. So, and frankly speaking, for our organization, for the Legal Literacy Club, sometimes it is easier to communicate and cooperate with civil society organizations and open foundations who treat our initiatives adequately without any judgment, without any specific interest and details, unnecessary documentation details, rather than working with some I would say under government funded youth empowerment institutions where we might face atmosphere of ageism, unequal treatment, and a lot of bureaucracy. Will such partnership and equal cooperation deal with the youth organization will let these initiatives to fulfill their confidence in their works and bring real changes, I guess, giving more places to their creativity, development of independence and the risk-taking skills, for example. So, and by concluding, I would like to say that every youth-led step towards the development of the general society would bring changes and impact in terms of sustainability-related projects. But what we must deal with is the issues connected to the unequal partnership and working with youth organizations.
Okay, thank you, Akzhol. Yes, so this principle of equality in terms of cooperation is very important. Okay, Tomiris?
Yeah, I agree with Akzhol, especially on the last point of the partnership problem that really right now is in order to motivate actually the students' organizations, the students themselves. We should first of all deal with that. And also I would like to add that maybe in terms of our activities, in terms of our clubs organizing things, we try to motivate our own students, our own organizations by doing two things. As I've mentioned, G Global, because we organize this discussions every week, like weekly discussions. We try to do this as in online format as well as offline, and we are trying to include the topics that students choose by themselves. So we try to motivate them by first of all, informing them that a particular event is going to be conducted, and then they're trying to choose the topics that they want to discuss, like global problems, the local problems, the particular maybe events that they want to discuss, they choose by themselves. Like we try to give them an option to choose what they want to really mention, what they want to really focus on. And then we are organizing it at the a university level. So we are gathering all of the students, they're exchanging opinions, they're trying to give some particular speeches to share the information that they've learned maybe from the past conferences, events, and etc. And second of all, maybe more broader option is to conduct particular maybe smaller events as well, like workshops, or maybe try to show to the students that they have particular possibilities to participate in maybe this event or this. So again, try to look at the interests of students and try to connect those interests to the SDGs that you are having. So for example, if you want to focus on particular SDG and you want to connect and you want to organize a particular event that will cover this SDG and help to understand students this SDG, you should try to include as well the activities by which students want to learn the information about it. So again, first of all, in order to really come to this motivation to take the initiatives in SDGs, you should try to first of all listen to those students and to ideas that they're bringing, so that all, like every club or organization should listen to the student or organization that is trying to help to cover it.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Tomiris. You're absolutely right. Since we now operate in the context of the listening state, so it's very important to listen to each other, so that not only state could hear the citizens, but also that different associations, student associations could hear each other. And I guess I agree that motivation and incentives are very important, and maybe this would be the right situation when you try to combine activities related to sustainable development goals with some other activities for students. All right, and I guess the last but not least question is about your recommendations. What would you recommend to, let's say, universities or research institutes to improve in terms of improvement of cooperation with students, clubs in the fields of sustainable goal development and sustainable development in general? So what would be your recommendations for research organizations to develop this cooperation? Narkes maybe, and Dzhafar, I would appreciate if you could comment on that.
Yeah, sure. So in our case of charitable organization, research institutes could help us to collect the data of their regions where children are lack of good education opportunities, or they could help with the promotion of our club's projects. But in general, university and institution are a very good place for the starting of any local awareness program. So sustainable development can be prioritized in the various university as a course or as an integral part of the course related to ecology, humanity, philosophy, charity, so etc. Universities might train either like professors or students by lectures or workshop for particular student chapter clubs in sustainability, conceptual approaches, and any kind of methodologies.
Thank you. Dzhafar?
Yeah, I would like to agree with Narkes, and also to add that for sure, I think that the only thing that I would like to recommend, which is the most important one, is just to stay interested in the work of what does youth do and what does do their organizations do, because for these like non-governmental organizations of youth, which are also maybe sometimes not funded well, the help of these research institutions is crucial, and especially like the providing with several means for conducting conferences, some workshops. If we talk about these questions in terms of our organization, and also I would like to say that we should always reinforce the point that all of those members of these youth organizations and associations are the possible students of and maybe members of these research institutions. So that's why those research institutions should be interested, I think.
Okay, thank you, Dzhafar. All right, thank you so much for all your answers for my questions. And I guess we have like maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 1 minute or a couple of minutes for the questions from the audience. So if anyone interested, please ask questions. Maybe we can give like 2 or 3 minutes.
Hi, Dina. Sorry.
Hi, Stefanos. Yes.
I was really, I think it was excellent, a really excellent facilitation. I really admire that.
Stefanos, I'm sorry, we still have we have one more question. Maya.
Okay, sorry, I'm starting.
Yes, Maya.
Okay, hello, good evening, dear guests and participants, dear young people, thanks a lot for the invitation. And I've just heard this kind of discussion, and I have a question. What really motivates you to become a mooner or just change maker? Because there are so a lot of young people who are just not so motivated as you. And what is your challenges to do this kind of work?
So this is question to everyone, or just some?
To everyone, yes. Who can answer?
Okay, so very briefly, guys, please. Who wants to start?
So I guess that I motivate myself when I see the difference which my projects or which work which I make like when you make something and you see difference, you motivate from this. And also when you see that people are interested because you did some promotion, I guess it is motivation for me.
Thank you, Yekaterina. Anyone else?
I think we all will sign under the words of Yekaterina. So really brilliant words.
Everyone agrees. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, if there are no other questions, I would like to thank all of our speakers for very wonderful presentations, and I would like to wish good luck for your activities, and would like to wish many more interesting projects, and please stay motivated with your activities, because I think that it's very, very important. And honestly, I'm very glad to see that more and more representatives from the young generation are involved in such activities, and they are doing this voluntarily. And spread, the ideas, disseminate this information about sustainable development goal, which is of course very crucial for the successful development of Kazakhstan. Thank you so much, and good luck with all your projects. Okay, so and thank you everyone who attended this roundtable. Good luck, and hopefully we will see each other maybe next year at the conference, GSPP conference. Thank you so much.
We'll give it that.
Thank
you
very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.